everyone. Welcome to the Hangout with Kimani. This is Ask a Mom, and you guys really seem to like this particular episode. So, I decided to shoot a few more, and here we are.
Hello everybody, it's been long since we did Ask a Mom. I'm glad to be here again. Abby has been in school. She has been a candidate and she finished class 8. And because she asked me, I told her stay away from the show temporarily. And it's not expiring. We're coming back and we will still excite people. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here too. She's my mom, yes, in case you're new here. Okay, so if you're new here, my mom is very open and she's the best mom in the world. So, of course, I can ask her questions, and that is what we're going to be doing here. Like, sometimes when I go to school and people are like, hey, you asked your mom that. Hey, I could never. And that's why I'm grateful for her. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask my mom, then she's right here. The comments are open. Go ahead. So, Mom, today we're going to be talking about school.
School?
Okay? Yeah,
Great.
School.
After all, you're going to school this month. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm advertising my mom's shop, Trendy Kitchen Options. This is a Benny Dome mug, and there are silicone ice cubes, all available at her shop. And if you do like our content, you can subscribe to my channel and hers as well too. So, Mom, yes, is it okay to dislike a teacher?
Teachers are there for us. They're there especially for students. To like or to dislike is something we deal with every day. You can dislike your teacher, but you must know that if you dislike a teacher, most likely you will dislike what they're teaching. If you dislike what they're teaching, the lesson itself will respond by disliking you. So what happens if you think your teacher maybe doesn't rhyme very well with you, or better still, you feel you're not rhyming very well with your teacher? Well, encourage yourself and start liking your teacher if you want to pass that subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can justify. Yes, that's true. If you don't like a teacher, you won't pass the subject. You can like the subject, but you don't like the teacher. You can still pass, but it's going to be, you're not going to enjoy those lessons.
The journey will be a bit complicated because you're wrestling between the teacher and the subject. Like the subject, like the teacher, they both will respond.
Now, what should I do if I had high expectations for Kcpe, but I failed?
That's a very valid question, Abby. And I think, in my opinion, in life, if you don't have an expectation, you have nowhere you're going. Let's start from there. Because we live because we expect something. We live because we are headed somewhere. And if I took you to school and you didn't have a yardstick, the other day you're asking, what's a yardstick? It's a measure, it's a line, that it's a bar. You have to set a particular bar for yourself, because within you, there are things, there are potentials, and only you, the student, know what potential you have. If you don't have one, there's no hope. So if, again, your expectations are entirely pegged on passing a paper, that's poor. Okay, no parent takes a child and they tell them, I'm expecting that you will fail. I'm expecting that you will not perform well. We are people who have hope. But I think the answer you might be looking for is, what expectations or what are the pegs we have placed on our children in passing the examinations? Because sometimes you may do your best and still you don't get what you expected. The beauty about that, if you do your very best, the very best enough should be enough for your parents. So if you're a parent outside there, and I'm sure maybe Abby's friends may be having this question. If you're a parent there and you know very well your child was waking up very well to the best of your evaluation, your child was praying, and of course you're praying for them, you gave them support, you saw contribution coming in because of that. Every day they went to school and they came back and you thought your child was doing your best, and they did, and they got results you didn't expect. I think more than your child, it should be in your place to hold your child's hand and tell them, this is what we got. We will use this. We will go from school to school, of course, good schools, because again, Abby, the second point, the marks you got, the marks that your other friends get in life, you take them to a particular school. It is very important to remember you're going to that school with your effort. It's your effort. It's an individual effort. Because if the teacher says you're worth 20%, do you believe you're worth the 20%? So your worth is inside you. You take that out, and when you're going to the high school that you're going with, you go with your own yardstick. But I think we have a big job to do as parents. We shouldn't bash children so much because they didn't get what we expected. And I think it has been said sometimes, it is the parents' expectations, it's not the children's expectations. And that's not right, because we didn't sit for the exam, but we're expecting we'll get something to go and talk about. Yeah.
When you hear some parents say, I was always number one, I was always this, so that, then you go ask Shosho. Okay. If I'm beaten for an invalid reason, or let's say like it was a mistake, then I was not at fault, but I was still punished, should I try and defend myself, not by fighting back, but like saying, like standing up, like teacher, like I wasn't at fault? Yeah.
After you've been beaten or before you're beaten?
After.
Because I think in school, in most cases, maybe an improvement is needed. I think in life, if you're working under an authority and they say something fast, you listen. And in school, I think you're beaten and then you talk. It is important. If the teacher who has carried out the action is understanding or can listen, it's important respectfully to call your teacher aside and say, what you're saying, teacher, this and this happened. And you might find out that the teacher may have an opportunity next time of evaluating some few things before they start lashing out and beating. But bottom line, respect. Because even if you're right and you go to the teacher and tell, teacher, you did this and I was wrong, I'm going to show you what happens when you punish me when I haven't done something wrong. It's at your peril, because you will create animosity. But I think children nowadays, they have a lot of grace, a lot of wisdom. They can approach a teacher with respect. Respect is key, and the teacher can listen. Otherwise, you will be going everywhere, and your friends will be going everywhere, and every teacher will have an opportunity to beat them left, right, and center. It's another way of expressing. It's communication. You communicate, but you communicate right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, another question, and the last one for today.
Oh, I thought so.
Is when I go to high school.
Yes.
And let's say, the light bullying, the one that's not like the one in movies, just the light one, like, I'm a light bullying, like, and then go fetch for me a cup of giza. Ama sijui sing me lullabies until I sleep. Ama sijui draw a house. Then after you draw, you're told enter and tell your mom to cook us something nice. Like, I've seen these things. So, like, how should I respond to that?
No, I think, okay, it's exaggerated on one side. First, I think the government and the school education is doing a bit about that.
Okay.
If there is serious bullying anywhere, that's taken very seriously by the Minister for Education. And the Education Department is all up in arms against those people who think they were created to bully others. And kudos to the government, because children lose their confidence, they lose their esteem, and sometimes they lose themselves in these figures who make them think, you're here because I am here. And to start with, it's every child's business, including you. And when you go to school, you will remember you will be in that school because you made it to that school. When that is in your mind, and already I can see you have had here and there, you're prepared. It's a game you're already prepared for. It's a game that you will be knowing, someone is trying to assert themselves, They are trying to tell me they're here and I have to look up to them. What should you do? Bullying is not allowed in school. But there is that soft, the one you have called. Someone can look at you and like, and who do you think you are? I remember one case when your brother Nebai was in high school, and he was in either Form 1 or Form 2, where he found his slippers with someone. And it was a form of bullying. And he was like, excuse me, you're wearing my slippers. And the Form 4 person, what did he say? What are you doing? What is this one saying? Then your brother just looked at him like, yeah, what do you want? My slippers. You don't fight. You don't use your uncountable words to respond to bullying. You can show confidence by just being there, by showing somebody, I understand what you're doing. Okay. And I'm not fitting in.
Okay, but those are that situations.
Yes.
I'm talking about if I'm told, flash with water until it turns purple. What am I supposed to do now?
How about show me the example? Yeah, if you do that, the person who is doing it will immediately know, I got you in your own game. Or if you perhaps said, oh, I don't know how that one is done. And the school administration, by the way, when you go for the very first meeting, they try to highlight, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel someone is trying to do things to you, and things that can victimize you, feel free, our office is open. But what do children do?
Mercy, you can't, you'll be called a snake.
Exactly, you have the answer. What do children do? Me, don't go there. Somebody will call me a snitch. If you don't report something that makes you have a protest whenever someone is doing that thing to you, they will be pinpointing at you. Look at that one. She just needs us and she bows to us. No. Many times you will need to be there without even doing much. You can even leave someone, and believe in me, physical is not allowed. And if somebody realizes this girl knows who she is, they just say, that one is a bad head. That one is hard-headed. I think the most important thing is there is no single school you will go, and there is not a small incidence of like, compete with them with what took you there. What took you there? Education. It's not their marks that took you there. Who's paying school fees for you? Your parents. It's not somebody's parents. Even them, it's not another parent who is paying for their school fees. Compete with what took you there, your mission, and make sure every now and then, the very bully who is talking to you, they may end up being your best friend because they realized, oh, she has a value that actually I was looking for. Yeah. And for you people who have done, especially class 8, you're going to Form 1, it is okay. When you get somebody who is trying to make you fit where they think you belong, don't defend yourself so much. Don't use a lot of your words. You will panic. And don't show fear. Perhaps the best medicine is to be calm. And if somebody makes you do what you feel you're uncomfortable, there's an office that you can go and say, so-and-so is doing this. They also fear the same teachers that will be teaching you. So high school is going to be nice for you. Remember, you will go there because God has taken you there. Remember your marks, remember your effort, and remember to stand out. You will make it.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Okay. Well, that is it for today.
Anything else?
No, that was it. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you like this video, then kindly hit the like button and also subscribe to not only my channel, but my mom's channel too. So I will make sure that I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.